When you get inside a brand new Tesla Model Y or 3, one thing becomes clear. These cars are simple. I'd say they're simple in a good, clean way, but a fun and useful part of owning them can be improving on them with accessories. Most cars have the ability to expand, but since these cars have more storage than the typical car their size, their storage can sometimes go underutilized in particular. Storage compartments are one of my favorite places to accessorize in a Tesla, but there are many other things you may not have even known that you'd want in your car. Today I'm breaking down all the must-have accessories for the Tesla Model Y and 3 in 2024, including the new refreshed Highland Model 3. These are my recommendations after trying different Tesla accessories for over 4 years at this point, and I'll be sure to note when these accessories fit differently for each car. Each accessory will be linked in the description below in order, so let's get into it. First up is the updated version of the number one accessory for me, all-weather floor mats. Tesla's cars either include standard carpet floor mats or none at all. For example, my standard range Model 3 that I bought earlier this year came with no sort of floor mat protection. Even for the mats Tesla includes with dual motor trims, they are basic. After some serious use, these will require shampooing, and they won't really help too much in the rain at all. Even living in California, these have proven ineffective, so the best solution here is all-weather floor mats. Tesla sells their own version of these, and there are a variety of options out there, but the best I've found for a Model Y or 3 come from 3D Max Spider. I love these because they're specifically designed for each car, perform very well, and have the perfect texture. I've also had these in the Model Y, Model 3, 2024 Model 3 Refresh, and even the Rivian R1T. In every case, I've been extremely happy with them, and it's why I keep buying them. They are the best floor mat regardless of vehicle. The texture blends functionality with a great feel under your feet, which usually isn't the case for all-weather floor mats. Most of the time they are hard rubber, and then water will slosh around. These trap water, are lightweight, soft, and are designed for every part of these cars. I've used them for a few years now, and they are very easy to vacuum or wipe down with some simple interior spray. These right here are the new 3D Max Spider Elitect mats for the front and rear footwells, and they improve the already great mats with deeper channels, higher sidewalls, and more if those things are important to you. Those are great and absolutely worth getting if you only plan to buy those, but what I particularly love about these mats is that in addition to standard mats covering passenger areas, they make mats to protect all parts of the car. Here I am unboxing the full set, which includes 12 individual mats. I have a mat to protect the plastic front trunk bin, the front and rear standard mats, mats to protect the inside of the small and large understorage compartments in the Model Y, mats for the base of the side cubbies, a trunk mat, and my personal favorite, seat back mats. One of the best parts of the Model Y in particular is folding the seats down for immense cargo space. However, even with a basic trunk mat, the minute you fold those seats down and load in cargo, the back of the rear seats is subject to damage, scraping, tearing, and more depending on what you are loading into the back. These seat back mats are designed specifically for these seats. They fit perfectly and stay in place perfectly when folding the seats down. This way, when I load in cargo, every part of this car's interior is protected. I'm often loading drums into this car, and these have become essential for me. I definitely recommend the complete set of these mats, and they're worth the cost, but they sell smaller packages as well, and you can have them specifically for whatever Tesla you have. I currently have them in a refreshed 2024 Model 3 and a Model Y, but they're also available for the now old Model 3. Each are linked in the description below. The next accessory is a screen protector. With any Tesla, and especially the Model 3 and Y, your screen controls most of what you do in the car. Almost all controls happen on the beautiful 15-inch touchscreen included in the Model 3 and Y, and if anything were to happen to it, it would be a necessary and expensive repair. It's a strong glass screen like a smartphone, but it's always a good idea to protect that screen. The last thing you want is to accidentally damage something so vital to the functions of the entire car and realize you could have saved yourself a big repair by purchasing a fairly inexpensive accessory. On top of protection though, it comes with other advantages. It's very cheap to replace the screen protector as opposed to a screen, so that's worth it right there. But other reasons to get a screen protector are to keep the screen clean and free of glare. The default screen is a fingerprint magnet, and those fingerprints don't stick nearly as much with a screen protector. Additionally, with a matte screen protector, glare is drastically reduced on the screen. Then if you ever plan to sell this car, you simply peel this off and it's as good as new. Overall, it's a great purchase to protect your screen, make it easier to clean, and help you avoid fingerprints and glare. Next is an accessory that may be legally necessary depending on where you live, the Quick Bandit. Teslas are clearly designed without a front plate in mind. When you look at the front of that car, they definitely didn't consider the fact that you'd be putting a license plate there, and they don't really want you to, except it's legally required. So in turn, they include a simple plate mount that attaches with 3M tape for the Model 3 or Y. Usually this doesn't come installed from Tesla. Overall, it's meant to be a permanent solution, and removing it could cause issues. That's where the Quick Bandit comes into play. This is a simple yet high-quality bracket that attaches to the front lower vent on the Model 3 or Y and places a license plate in the perfect spot. For myself, I film a lot with these cars, so I remove the Quick Bandit for filming, then put it on after. I've done this dozens of times, and it has never failed me in any way. There's also a security screw included to lock the plate in beyond the built-in lever and prevent anything from happening to it. I have had this on both the Model 3 and Y, and both have served me very well. I drive with a front plate, as legally required the majority of the time, and then take this off when filming with these cars. If a front plate is required where you live, it's a huge improvement over the bracket that Tesla includes with your car, and I highly recommend it. The design differs between the Model 3 and Y, so make sure that you get the right one, and they're both linked in the description below. Next up is an accessory for keeping your tires inflated, the Fanttik X8 Apex. This is a very small, smart air pump that only weighs 1.87 pounds, but delivers a max pressure of 150 pounds per square inch. It also has 5 smart inflation modes. The best part about it for me is that I can set it and forget it. I walk around to each wheel, set my desired pressure, and it cuts off automatically when it reaches the right pressure. I can easily maintain the pressure on all tires on one charge, and then it charges over USB-C, which I can do from the car itself. This is by far the easiest way I've ever seen to keep your tires properly inflated, and it's great to have both in a pinch and for regular maintenance. Tire pressure does have an impact on vehicle efficiency, which in an EV in particular translates to range. So to get the most out of your car, you do want to keep your tires properly inflated. This makes it a breeze, and it'll easily fit in your Tesla Model Y or 3. It's linked below. If you find yourself in a situation where a tire inflator isn't enough, that's where a Tesla spare tire comes in. Sometimes you have a flat, but neither the Model Y nor 3 come with a spare tire. Instead, Tesla's opted to eliminate the spare, save the weight in the car to improve efficiency, and have customers rely on roadside assistance. For many customers, this is fine since they'll rarely be away from quick roadside assistance, but others may not be in a situation where roadside is enough or even available. That's where the modern spare comes in. These are spare tires designed specifically for the Model Y or 3, can easily store in the car, and may be exactly what you need when on a long road trip or driving to less of a populated area. For myself, I don't typically carry this, but then I throw it in the trunk when I plan to go on a longer journey or somewhere away from easy roadside assistance. Again, these are specific to each car and are linked below. Depending on how you use your Tesla, you'll either find yourself leaving your phone on the charger or in need of it mounted to display things like Waze. The cleanest accessory there to mount your phone comes from MagBak. This mount and charger installs easily onto the right or left side of your Tesla screen, and then your phone attaches with MagSafe. I love that it functions in both ways, mounting your phone in place and charging it, all while keeping with the design language of the Model 3 and Y. It's linked below. With that said, if you prefer to mount your phone and have much more flexibility as to how it is positioned day to day, there's the Jowua phone mount for the Model 3 and Y. This also attaches to the back of the center display but has a lot of flexibility. If you find yourself needing your phone for maps or anything else while driving, it has 480 degrees of rotation since it includes a 360-degree swivel ball and 120-degree hinge, so it's incredibly flexible as to where your phone is mounted and positioned at any moment. Additionally, there's a wireless charging option for this mount so that while it's mounted up there, it's charging without the need to plug your phone into its own cable. It pairs well with the Tesla screen and is very easy to use. I think this is the most versatile phone mount that you can get for your Tesla, and it can be great to have when you find yourself needing your phone in a variety of different positions or orientations. So depending on what you prefer, simple design or flexibility, both of these phone mounts are great and are linked below. As a rear passenger in the Model Y or a now old Model 3, there is of course no rear screen. If you want to provide rear seat entertainment, this simple mount gets the job done. It clips into the rear seat on a Model Y or 3, clamps onto an iPad or any other tablet easily, and immediately puts it in the right position for a drive. This would be handy for a rear passenger on a road trip, and I'd argue that it positions your neck far better than the Model 3 S or X rear screen does. Then you just take the iPad out when you're done. This is one of those accessories that, when I think about myself as a kid, I can't believe kids have easy access to these days. It's likely someone already has an iPad or a tablet, so a simple clamp can completely change a road trip experience. In a minute, we'll talk about keeping your Tesla smelling fresh, but first we want something on hand to easily vacuum your car. Luckily, there are a few great car vacuum options from Fanttik. This is the Fanttik V10 Apex. It's a very small but impressive car vacuum that delivers strong suction and battery life. It includes various cleaning accessories and can absolutely get the job done when you need to vacuum up the interior of your car. This, paired with the floor mats I mentioned earlier in this video, work great. I love this because it's so versatile. I can fit it pretty much anywhere since the nozzle pivots 210 degrees. Then it charges easily over USB-C, which I can do in the car. If you want a slightly cheaper option, the V10 Mate is also available, and they're both great and linked below. Next up, to keep your car smelling fresh, my favorite air freshener option comes from ScentWedge. ScentWedge makes natural air fresheners that fit perfectly into the invisible AC strip on either the Model 3 or Y. They also make them for the rear vents and have scents like Valencia, Grounded, Coastal Forest, Mountain Forest, and more. Each freshener kit they sell plants a tree, and they have a monthly subscription to ensure you're always getting refills. So they are natural, smell better, are sustainably sourced, and help the environment by planting a tree. On top of that, they're hidden from view and super easy to install. They have a lot of great scents to choose from, so I personally recommend the Discovery scent that includes 4 of their most popular scents to try. You can check them out, linked below. Another accessory from that same company takes us to the next part of this video, storage. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, optimizing storage in a Tesla is one of my favorite things to do, since there's so much hidden space in these cars. One particular thing to solve is where to store sunglasses though. There definitely isn't a built-in spot in a Tesla, and typically you want your sunglasses hidden from view. In comes the StorWedge. I've been searching for a good Tesla sunglasses storage option for a while now, and have tried a few, but this now is my favorite. It's fully compatible with the Model 3, Model Y, and Model 3 Refresh, which I'm using here, and easily stores your sunglasses hidden from view. This attaches to the base of the center screen completely out of view, but allows incredibly easy access. If you have the old center console as well, that top piece still will work fine with this. It uses slow reveal hinges and magnets to make it a very smooth and simple process when opening or closing. Then it attaches with simple automotive adhesive. Inside it has plush fiber to protect your sunglasses, and it can even store 2 pairs. It's incredibly simple, matches the design of your Tesla, hides out of view, and protects your sunglasses. It's the best solution I've found, and using my link and code in the description below will get you 5% off. Next, I want to point out a great bundle. If you're finding this to be a lot of accessories and just don't know where to start, Teslarati has a great bundle for new owners. Their Model Y bundle includes those 3D Max Spider floor mats, a screen protector, the Quick Bandit license plate mount, an interior vacuum, a car cleaning kit, console organizers, which we'll detail more in a bit, and then door pocket organizers. It's all bundled in one convenient package and absolutely gets you started off on the right foot. This bundle is also available for the Model Y, Model 3, and Model 3 Highland. It may be exactly what you're looking for and will save you money in the process. Each of those bundles are linked below. Of course, that bundle can't include everything though, so alongside that is a very cool accessory that somewhat puts buttons back into your Tesla, but in a very customizable, seamless way. These are the S3XY or Sexy buttons from Enhance Auto. They come in a package with the commander that links to your car itself, and then you can customize them individually from there. I have the app by Enhance right here, and I'll click Connect. So now I'm going to connect my first button here. Press and hold a button until it connects. And now this button is set to open the glove box automatically. I can obviously change that, but let's see how that goes. Bam. Let's test out some other features. All right, I have my 4 buttons. So the first one click opens the glove box, and then 2 will open the charge port. Pretty cool. Now my second button is 1 click will open the trunk. And then 2 is going to open the front trunk. And then I can do 1 again to close the trunk. My third button I have set to battery preconditioning, and this is one of those things that you normally can't actually access, but here you can do it on your own. Another feature in your Tesla is auto side mirror dimming, but this button will automatically dim them for me. So once you've decided how you're going to configure these buttons, there's adhesive on the back that you can peel off. So now whenever I need it, I can just click once. My trunk's gonna open. And what's awesome too is if I change my mind later, I can just totally reconfigure this button in the app. And then once you have them all kind of decided, it comes with all of these stickers. So there's actually a trunk open sticker right here that I can put on here to indicate exactly what this button is for. If there's like one little feature that you want to change or you wish you had easier access to, this can do that. Or if you want to access things like battery preconditioning, this can do that as well. For me, things like the glove box, it'll be nice to have a little button for that. So these make it super simple. It was pretty easy to set up, and now I can configure these exactly how I want for a single or double press. To check these out for yourself, they're linked in the description below. From that same company comes an accessory that you may prefer since it puts many controls into one seamless package, the sexy knob. This links with the same commander that allows you to control over 60 functions. It has 4 buttons around the knob, and then the knob itself presses down. So you can have multiple menus of different button sets that you scrub through with the knob. Haptic feedback gives you a response so you don't have to look, and then the OLED screen displays the options there. If you have particular controls that you want easier access to instead of scrolling through menus, this might be exactly the accessory for you. You can even control things like autopilot, charge preconditioning, wipers, and more. It integrates seamlessly into the Model 3 and Y's center console, and is now available to order for the Model 3 Highland as well. If you find yourself frustrated dealing with your Tesla screen a lot, or you wish this car had more buttons, this is the perfect accessory for you. It's easily accessible, fully customizable, and is linked below. Next is an accessory that comes in handy during hot summers. Both the Tesla Model 3 and Y feature all-glass roofs. It's a very cool feature that makes the interior feel more spacious, allows for very cool views and more, but it does get hot. These roofs do come tinted from the factory, but if you're in a particularly hot climate, you'll notice the need for better protection here, mainly from the heat itself. I recently took my 2024 Model 3 out to Las Vegas, and the high temperature there at the time was 118 degrees. With my car sitting out in the sun, regardless of how much I pumped the AC, it was struggling to keep up. So I purchased a glass roof sunshade that I'll be using for the rest of the summer. I've tried this on the Model Y in the past, but didn't have it for this car yet and really needed it. It just helps the interior stay cool and will actually make your AC work more efficiently. The roof on the Model 3 is in 2 pieces, whereas the Model Y is 1 piece, so each are a different product. I'll link each below, but it could be exactly what you need this summer. I personally like to install it during hot months and then take it off in cool ones. So with that, let's pivot back over to storage optimization. There are a ton of great accessories here. The Model Y has the front trunk, side door pockets, center console, armrest, 2 side cubbies, and then 2 understorage compartments. Each of these can be optimized, and then there is storage in one place you may not be expecting at all. First though, let's talk about center console storage. The center console and space under the armrest offer deep open storage compartments in the Model Y and 3 alike. They are nice to have, but leave plenty of room for optimization. That's where these center console organizers come into play. They are specifically designed for the center console, and the organizer in the center console becomes a sliding drawer. You have dividers, and then this drawer can slide completely out of the way, allowing you to get to whatever you have underneath it. That's linked below, but the armrest console organizer fits in there as well, helping you to keep small objects close by. Those come in a package together, and you can also get that hidden storage compartment that installs on the underside of the armrest. This is great for keeping things hidden, and it opens easily. My favorite versions of these accessories are linked below, along with that Teslarati bundle that includes some of these, and a few accessories we've already talked about. However, those are the simple versions of each of those. If you find yourself wanting a center console organizer but also want easy access to your console's USB-C ports, that's where this combo comes in. Jowua makes a console dock that interfaces perfectly with their organizer, so you get the best of both worlds. The dock is simple, plugs right into the USB ports, and provides you with 2 USB-C ports, 1 USB-A port, and a light for the console that are all very easily accessible. It further has 2 more USB-A ports at the bottom of it. Then you take their console organizer and slide it right in next to this. It slides in and out and doesn't conflict with that dock that you have installed. I personally think this is the best setup, and the light is super useful to have when finding accessories deep in your center console. The package of these 2 together is linked below. Lastly, for the center console itself, if you prefer to have accessible USB ports at any given time, they make this mini hub. It fits right into the first inch of where the center console drawer slides, provides 2 USB-A ports, 1 USB-C port, and a light for the console. If you already have a center console organizer, this could be your smartest option. The front trunk on the Model Y and 3 is incredibly useful. It's larger than many front trunks from other brands, but to me, it often ends up being a place where I keep things that I don't really need to access. That's because it operates entirely manual and is always hidden away from the car's cabin. In comes the front trunk tub organizer. This drops right into the front trunk and immediately gives you a variety of places to store different items, instead of it all becoming one big mess once you drive around. I personally think that this is the best use for the front trunk, and it's a great place to store things like a mobile connector, cleaning products, a car vacuum, air pump, or anything else you may have. One location you may not realize has space in the Model Y is underneath the seats. The Model Y shares the same seats as the Model 3, but they are sitting on risers. As such, there's a gap of space there, and these under-seat storage tubs allow you to utilize that space. They are simple, hidden, and utilize space that otherwise isn't optimized in the Model Y. Now, the new Model 3 is new enough to still have accessories being developed for it, but I want to point out a few. These center console organizers are new and designed specifically for this refreshed center console. It slides as if it was a built-in drawer that came with the car and can keep whatever you need on hand easily accessible. Below that as well fits a center console storage organizer. Lastly, under the armrest is that hidden space that can be optimized with this accessory. It's a great place to store sensitive things. One location you may not consider in your Tesla is the glove box. Even though this is a very small compartment, there is a very simple divider you can get to split up that area and organize it. I thought I wouldn't find this useful when I got it, and now I'm glad to have separate locations for the owner's manual, my J1772 converter, and more, all within the glove box. One of the best parts of these cars is their sub-trunk. While the trunk space is flat, there is a panel you lift to unveil even more space. This space is particularly large, and that's where a portable car refrigerator comes in. If you are camping a lot or simply traveling to different destinations where you need things to stay cool, this is a fantastic accessory. It stows away completely inside that sub-trunk, plugs in easily to your car in the trunk, and will keep your drinks, food, or anything else cold. I use it all the time in my Model Y when going to a grocery store and then needing to run other errands in the heat. Since these sub-trunks are different sizes between the Model 3 and Y, there are different versions for each, and they're linked below. The next accessory is essential for me. In fact, I keep one in each car that I have, a simple large water bottle holder. I love to travel around with my 32-ounce water bottle, but there's almost nowhere to put this in a Tesla without having it far out of reach as a driver. This simple accessory fits into the cup holder, you tighten it into place, and it holds a large water bottle easily. Then when you have a normal cup size as well, the rubber flaps in there hold that in place too. I leave this in my car at all times, and it has proven incredibly useful to stay hydrated. It's linked below. While Tesla's performance cars come with performance pedals, their most popular ones come with standard ones. If you want to have a cooler look here, and something that also can be replaced when it wears out, these pedal covers are a great simple upgrade. Now those 3D Max Spider floor mats we talked about earlier do a great job of protecting the rear of your Model Y, but if you find yourself loading in cargo that could damage the rest of the car, or these mats, or if you have a dog in your car, this pet cover could be perfect for you. It's a full seat back coverage liner designed specifically for the Model Y. As you can see, it will protect the car from pets, bikes, or anything else you may need it for, and it clips onto the headrests. Last up come all of the cleaning products that I recommend. I have a kit linked below that you can just buy, but to keep your car in the best shape possible, you'll want a great exterior detailer, a window spray, and an interior cleaner, along with some soft microfiber towels. If you plan to wash the car yourself as well, the best setup is to use a pressure washer, foam cannon, and 2-bucket wash setup. The versions that I use of those are linked below, along with each of the detailing sprays I prefer. They're great to keep on hand and store in some of the optimized areas you may now have, like the front trunk. So that's a lot of accessories, but I actually do use all of these. Many of them are essential to me, and a good place to start may be that new owner's bundle. However, there are plenty of other little things that will really optimize your particular experience as a Tesla driver. As mentioned, everything is linked in order in the description below, and I hope this video was helpful for you. In the meantime, if you want to check out the latest Tesla news, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.